5 years ago, I started using a different load for turkey hunting with my 20 gauge. I found a shell from the Nitro ammunition company where they take a 3-inch shell, load it with heavy shot in a mixture of 4, 5, and 7s. This load is really incredible on turkey. It's got a lot of range, plenty, more than enough power, and they managed to get 1 ounce and 7/16 of lead in that shell. I'm not sure how. Well, I got to thinking, I don't know of any manufacturer that makes mixed shot size loads for sporting clay shooters or hunters, upland game, dove. I mean, they really, the potential is unlimited with what you could do with a 7.5 and 8 combination, where about 1/3 of it's 7.5s. The 7.5s are going to give you, well, more knockdown power at a longer range, sustain the velocity much better, but the 8s will still give you a really nice, shot cloud. 5s and 6s would probably be great for pheasant or rabbit. 8s and 9s for early season dove. That would be a pretty awesome, particularly depending on the wads you use. So I'm going to show you in a minute how I do those mixture. And then in another video I'm going to show you about the Golandi wads that I use that can really increase the versatility of any shotgun, but particularly my 20 gauge. So what I do, in a mod, my last video I did a mod on how to unload the hoppers in your powder and shot containers on your Lee load-all. So you can check that out, it really works well. But I don't use the powder hopper because I really like my Lee Perfect powder measure. It's, I don't know, you can make any load you want to make. You don't have to monkey with changing bushings and, and it's accurate. If I want to throw a 22 grain load, once I get it adjusted, which only takes just a minute, it's going to throw 21.9, it's going to throw 22, it's going to throw 22.1, but that's about it. It is so doggone accurate. Every load's going to perform the same. So in doing that, then I'm able to put my, in this case, 7.5 shot in the powder hopper and 8 shot in the shot hopper. And what I do is I take some of the shot bushings and some of the powder bushings, since I'm not even use these, and the load-all gives you tons of bushings. And nothing against the bushings. From a lot of people, that's all you need, but I just really like this. So like this was a 1 1/4 ounce shot bushing. So I filled it with some epoxy putty. I didn't fill it, but I put pieces around the edge, and then it dries in about 5 or 10 minutes. And then I take a Dremel tool and just kind of ream it out and keep testing it, ream it a little more and test it. And when it gets, like in this case, this is the green one, which is 3/4 ounce. I measure the shot in grams. 28.7 I think is an ounce, but 3/4 is 21.3. That's what that is. And then in the shot bushings, in here I have the red shot bushing, which is 3/8 of an ounce. This is the purple one, which is 1/4 of an ounce. This is a 1/2 ounce, the black one. I have the orange shot bushing in here, which is 5/8 of an ounce. So basically, I have 1 ounce, 3/8 and 5/8. So we're going to take a shell here. Okay, the load I'm going to do, this is Longshot powder. You always want to keep your powder up on your bench so you know what kind of powder is in your hopper. Now, I've already adjusted this. if you have one of these, you know how to adjust it. I'm not going to show you again. But I've got it set on 22 grains of Longshot, which will give me 1,320 foot per second. That's a pretty fast load, and the pressure is only 8,000. So it's going to be a light kicking load, easy to shoot all day. I'm going to use a wad that's particularly good from 20 to 50 yards. And I'm going to do another video about these wads. They are really something special. But for this video, I'm just going to show you how I do this. So the first thing we're going to do is size and deprime it. Uh-oh. And I use the Lee primer tray, and it works good. You do have to help it along a little bit, push them down a little bit. All in all, it works really good. Okay, we're going to put the powder in. I always give it a hit, and then bring it up and hit it again. And if you do that, and you have your scale there, you test 4 or 5 in a row, and you'll see what I mean about almost no variance at all. That dumps your powder. Now I'm going to use this wad because that's what I've worked my load up for. We're going to put that in. Going to throw the 7/8, or the 3/8, and then the 5/8, and that fills it up just about right. With on 7/8 ounce loads on the Fiocchi hulls, I have to use an overshot card, and Fiocchi hulls are my favorite. I'm out of them right now. I'm getting ready to order some. But these little thin overshot cards work really good if you're not getting your shot up quite high enough. But with a 1 ounce, I just threw half of them out. With a 1 ounce load, it's filling up this. This is a Remington unibody hull, and it originally had 1 ounce of 7.5 shot in it. So I don't need to add anything to it. It's a 6-point crimp. So on the Lee load-all for 20 gauge, that's the front crimp starter. We start it and finish it off. And you got a nice crimp. Perfect, actually. So that's really all there is to it. Now, if you really want to use this for shot, then you can do it by hand. I'll show you what I mean. Let me get rid of... Let's see. Okay. That's 7.5, so I put that back into 7.5. Now, I could take a shell. Got to go through the steps. I've already resized that. Huh. Okay. I don't remember doing it, but obviously it is. Prime it. It's sized but not deprimed. I don't know. Sure enough. Okay, we'll prime it. Do my powder. Get the right wad. Okay, that's it right there. Now, I made these out of some shot bushings. This holds exactly a 1/4 ounce. And it says hand on it. So I'm going to dip this by hand. This one's 3/8. And I forgot I haven't put a bottom on it yet. But I'll go ahead and just use my finger. And you drop that shot in. And you lower that down and dump your other shot. End result's the same. Takes a little bit longer. It's accurate. I mean, once I put a bottom on this, and I measured these on the scale, and I wrote hand on them so that I know that's what they're for. And then basically, it's the exact same load. Everything's the same. It's a little slower, but you can sure do it. If you really want to put your powder in there, it's not a big deal. There we go. Perfect every time. So I hope that gives you some ideas and helps. If you come up with any suggestions, let me know. One thing I do want to point out and just remind you of, I did color code everything so that on my sheet all my bushings are right here, the colors for every size. And then combo bushings, if I'm making a combo and I need to put like for 1 ounce, and I want the 5/8 and 3/8 to make a 1 ounce load, is an orange and a red bushing. You know, I'm going to go over some of that more too. But that color system is really important. On my sheet in general, it has all my loads with the powders I use, primarily Alliant 2028, which is kind of a new powder, Longshot, and Universal Clays, and with the different, depending on WA 20 hulls, Fiocchi hulls, and I use these Remington some too. So if you have any suggestions or any questions or anything, let me know. My name's Mark. Thanks.